came back to a place where it all started. For me, at least. What is good? Dang, it's been a minute since I've been right here. I come out here because it put me back in perspective of where I started from and where I'm going. But yeah, I don't know who need to hear this, but feeling lost in life. Feeling lost in life. And that's something that just doesn't go away. It doesn't just go away. I can't snap my fingers and it do that. And you can't either. And I know it can be overwhelming to feel like you've lost your way, it seems like, or how can I put it? You're not on the path you expected to be on. You feel this way. But what I want for you is to do what you're doing right now, which is acknowledging that you feel lost. You know, it's acknowledging the feeling of being lost. Like, you understand that you feel lost. And what it really means to be lost is it's not just about being uncertain about where life is heading for me or you. It's not what it's about. It's that sense of complete disconnection from your goals, complete disconnection from yourself, it may seem like. And even relationships with friends, no matter, even family, you know, or even the world around you. You may feel like you're just wandering aimlessly, just living. For some, not knowing where to go next. Nothing feels right. And it almost seems like everyone else in this world has things figured out, and then there's you. I know. Trust me. A lot of people feel like they've fallen behind. A lot of people feel like they're in a tough place to be. I always think it could be worse. It can always be worse. And honestly, to tell you the truth, it can be terrifying. Real still. To feel like you stuck in life or you stuck where you at. Stuck in that limbo. And a lot of us don't even know how to talk about it. Especially my guys. Especially my guys. As a guy, you got all this weight on you. As a guy, especially if you got brothers and sisters, imagine you being the first child. You got all this weight on you, right? You got to go through type of struggle. You got to go through pain. You're going to go through everything your brothers and sisters going to experience later, but you experiencing it now. As a firstborn, you may even feel like you have no time to rest because you're always the one that has to be in control of things. And I'm here to tell you, you can. You can. You can. And I want you to understand feeling lost is completely normal. For the longest time, I felt like, you know, you gotta have stuff figured out by this age, because that's what we've been taught. You know, we've been conditioned that, you know, you gotta have everything figured out by 21. By the time you get out of high school, you need to know exactly what you need to be doing. True, but even when you do, things still don't go your way. Feeling lost. It happens to everyone at some point. Some point. And it doesn't mean you're not good enough. It doesn't mean none of that. It doesn't mean that you failed. It doesn't mean none of that, bro. None of that. It means you at a crossroad. That's how I see it. And that you can actually be the beginning of your crossroad, or it could be the end to a chapter at this crossroad. It's just all about choosing whether you want this to be the end of this chapter so you can move on to a new beginning, or is this going to be the beginning of a new one that you walk into, you know? It's easy to assume that everyone else has everything figured out, for sure. But trust me, I think when I say most people you think are ahead of you, they're truly not, and probably dealing with the same kind of thing that you dealing with up here. And it's all a part of the human experience. That's what I'm gathering, just going through life, you know. The key is not to get stuck in that feeling, though. I don't want you to be stuck in that feeling lost type of energy. I don't want you to be in that. I don't want you to feel that feeling of being lost for too long. You acknowledged it, right? Now I need you to give yourself permission to feel this way without guilt, because it is normal. But I don't want you to stay there too long. I don't want you to be there too long. And there's plenty of reasons why we feel lost. You know, there's no single answer. I can't really give you a specific, but I can give you the things that I've seen. And there's a few, and it's because we're going through some major life changes. That's one of them. You growing up, you don't have the same interests no more. You're not a kid no more. You growing up. And I'm talking to the person that might be 17, 18 right now. I know there's a lot of people that's in their 20s watching me. You could be 25 right now. That's a weird age too. You 25, you in the middle of almost being 30, being unk, as they say. I hate when people say that. But you in that middle stage of your life. You could be 30, 35. You almost to that 40 mark where like they consider you old now, right? You might be moving to a new city, starting or leaving a job, finishing school. Like all of these things, it's changes in life. You getting out of high school, you might be working now. Like it's just a whole big change of life happening. And it can leave us wondering like, what now? Because a lot of us fear the unknown. That's why we feel lost as well. We don't know what's to be expected next. See, you've been used to going through school for the last 12 years, now what? You get what I'm saying? Like, so I understand it. I understand it. Change is hard. And to be truthful, it really challenges you in your senses of stability. Yeah, your comfort zone. I talk about this a lot. And even your identity. A lot of people don't know themselves. They really don't. They really don't know themselves. Like, what do you like to do? Who are you as a person? Like, as an individual? Like, and I truly think if people were to sit by themselves for a week and just gather themselves of who they really are, I really think y'all would understand more about yourself. But a lot of people can't do it. And it's important to remember that change is inevitable. Like it has to happen. You don't get to better your life if you don't change nothing that you're doing. If you are in bad habits and you want better, nothing is going to change if you don't change. Nothing. You can't avoid it. And more importantly, it's often during times that change that we grow. And it may not seem like that, but it's true. It's true. So even though the feeling of lost is happening right now during change is difficult, right? It can be an opportunity of self-discovery for yourself. Real talk. You'll even find discovery at things you might be good at. You just have to embrace the change, and figuring out what the next chapter looks like. You're gonna have to embrace it. You can't be scared of change and discomfort. You can't be scared of it. Another reason we might feel lost is because we've been so focused on doing what we think we should do. That's a problem. Example. So maybe we're living according to society's expectations. This is a very good one, right? For most. Maybe we're trying to meet family or friends' expectations. It's another bad one. And we forget to ask ourselves, what do I actually want? What do I actually want out of life? We don't ask ourselves that until it's too late. Like, what do I want out of life actually? Like right now, what do I want? What truly makes me happy? You have to go find it. This often leads to that feeling of disconnect. That's what it is. And from yourself, because again, you don't know yourself. You haven't discovered that yet. You too stuck in wanting to be comfortable or not wanting change. You talk about change, but you don't really want it that bad if nothing has changed. Okay. And sometimes we feel lost simply because we're overwhelmed with dealing with stuff, dealing with burnout, dealing with life in general. I get it. I get it. But it's not the matter of what you go through, it's how you come back on top of everything. That's what it's about. It's not about what you go through. It's about how you come out of the situation. Everything is a learning process. Life has a way of getting busy. Work, social life, social media pressures, pressure from your family, friends, it all twines together. It all twines together. And it can all build up and drown out our own needs and wants and desires. It's easy. It's easy. And you lose track of yourself when you do that. You really do. And we're constantly giving to others while we running on autopilot like a flight. I talked about you always pouring into other people's cup as a metaphor. Like you always help somebody. But if you do all this helping, there's nobody there to help you. It's kind of like a waiter, like I said. You fill up everybody's water cup. After that, your cup is still empty. The pitcher gone. None of them have poured back into the pitcher. You want to know why? Because you served everybody. Feeling lost. I get it. I get it. You got to acknowledge it and start giving yourself permission to feel lost, because you got to learn. You got to learn. And the only way that you learn is when you go through things. And it might sound strange that I'm saying, like, give yourself permission to feel lost, like it's okay to feel, but I'm saying it doesn't mean something's wrong with you. Most people get it twisted. That's not the case. In fact, it's one of the most human things that we're going to go through. Like this is something we're going to go through. Everybody's going to go through it. Everybody. The key is we live in a world where everyone's pushing success. Everybody's pushing success. But the fact of the matter is, not everybody's going to be able to do YouTube and become a content creator. Not everybody's going to be able to become a billionaire. Not everybody's going to be able to become a millionaire. You have to find the thing that works for you. Society always pushes this constant thing of achieving something new. Always. But sometimes the most important thing is to stop and embrace the stillness. So you can realign yourself and think for a moment instead of having all this pressure on you all the time. Granted, yes, everybody does want success. Of course, of course. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying I don't want you to be successful. What I'm saying is it's okay not to have all the answers right now because you're still thinking and processing things. It's okay. That's what I'm saying. People always push success, but never want to give you the keys to go get it. They always want to charge you for it. Think about that for a second. Okay. Allow yourself time to reflect on what you got going on. Reflect. You don't have to have everything figured out today, but you need to have something figured out soon. The other thing, you need to start finding your purpose in this life. You got to find it. Everybody has it. Everybody has it. There's a person that became a doctor. Their purpose was to help other people. Same with nurses. Their purpose was to help other people. Right? You just have to find yours. That's it. What value could you give to somebody? That's it. There's no reason to feel lost. So if you do feel lost, you want to start finding that. Find that. The act of trying new things, exploring different things, finding what you like, dislike, that's what you do. Hobbies, meeting new people, get out here, get out in the world. That's what you do. It can give you clarity. You need to understand what excites you again. Because right now you don't know because you feel lost. I don't know. I think another important thing is to try the things that you think you're not going to like, may be that one for you. I know for me, mine was picking up a camera. You know, like never did I think I was gonna be a person to shoot music videos. Never. If anything, I thought I would be the person that was in front of the camera. And look what happened. It's crazy how it works. I started picking up a camera to film other people. Now the camera got flipped on me. You gotta find your purpose. Find it.